Good morning and welcome. Welcome to CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Boston. I'm Gina. I am blessed to be the spiritual director here, as well as a practitioner in this beautiful teaching of Science of Mind, where we take philosophy, science, and religion and pull it all together. And we have this beautiful teaching of truth. So today we are going to come together to find the joy in the journey. That is what today's topic is. And we are going to not just talk about joy and play, which is Masha's theme, which is wonderful, but how do we get there in a complicated world? How do we get to that place of joy? So we're going to start with a beautiful song by Michael Gott. And today we are going to talk about amazing things.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings. And with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Oh, I know you will. Amazing, second. Sing. Amazing. Look at somebody else. Amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, I know you will. Amazing. Yes, amazing. You will do amazing things. Can you feel that? Such beautiful energy we created right here. Now what I want us to do is imagine that we filled this room and we're going to send it out into the world. This knowing, this positive, beautiful spiritual energy. Let's sing, we will do amazing things. Amazing. Amazing. We will do amazing things. Oh, amazing. Yes. Amazing. We will do amazing things. Yes. I know we will. Amazing. Amazing. We will do amazing things. We will heal the world today. Amazing. We will do amazing things. And now what I'd like you to do with the deepest conviction and sincerity, place your hand over your own heart and tell yourself the truth. I will do amazing things. Amazing. Amazing. I will do amazing things. Amazing. Amazing. I will do amazing things. You will do amazing things.
That is definitely one of our crowd favorites. Absolutely one of our favorites. And, you know, it is living in everyday wonder is the theme for the year. And that is truly where we are. We are in this place of wonder. So grateful. So grateful. And as we practice play, which is our topic for today, I am inviting up for our invocation the lovely Maria, who is going to do our prayer and welcome us in today.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. You know, when I woke up this morning, I had this amazing feeling. This word was in my head, and it was peace. And it just was overwhelming. Peace, peace, peace. And I thought of that song, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and let it begin with me. And I just am filled with that sense of peace and that peace within, because as we know, the peace begins within. So I thought it would be really nice today, as we all are gathered here, to really take that time as we breathe in, we're here and we begin the day, to really think about that peace, that power of the peace within. So I invite you to just take that breath, take that Beautiful breath. Close your eyes if you wish. And taking in that breath, settling into this place, settling into the here and now, feeling that divine essence, that divine peace, the power of that breath, the breath of all that there is. God, divine, spirit, whatever you choose to call, just settle in and feel that. And just take that moment. Take this time to just ground yourself, knowing that that peace resides right here in my heart, in my soul. And as I know and breathe that in, I know and feel each and every one, feeling that essence of love, of community, of family, knowing that the world is one, knowing that as peace resides within me, it resides in each and every one. Feel that. I breathe that in and I take this time to know that all is well. All is perfect. The divine guides me. I know that that light, that love, that peace shines bright. As I know it shines within me, I know that each and every one sees that light, feels that light, feels that breath of life. And as I go today and do the things that bring me joy, bring me love, I know that we will all do amazing, amazing things. Because that's life, and that's love, and that is peace within and peace on earth. And I celebrate that right here and right now. And please join me in saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Maria. That was lovely. Yes, truly. And our spiritual reading is next. And our beautiful Darlene is going to be doing our reading this morning. And I just want to take a moment to say good morning. Any of you that are seeing us on Facebook, YouTube, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is you're watching. We're grateful that you're here. Welcome to Boston. We're happy you're here with us in our spiritual reading.
Good morning. So we know today's message is going to be on finding joy in the journey. So when I was looking up what people had to say about joy in past issues of the Signs of Mind magazine, I found an article entitled "Come Up to Joy." So I'm going to just share excerpts from this article. It was written in August of 2015. The author is Margaret Stortz. She's a minister, Signs of Mind minister, and has written many things for Signs of Mind magazine. So I'm going to give you her commentary along with, which I've quoted, along with her quoting Holmes, Troward and a peer of hers named Dr. Roger Teal. So we'll have some wisdom within wisdom. And Reverend Margaret has a wonderful way of taking the scholarly words and just getting right to the heart of it. You'll like her summaries. They're good, they're helpful. So she starts out and says this: I have long felt that in our oneness with God, we cannot fail to be recipients of the divine good, which filters through us all the time. I say filters instead of just plain flows, because in our ignorance, we tend to inhibit the flight of the infinite spirit within us, and therefore only get some of what we could receive completely. And I really like that, because it does ebb and flow. And we can even sense, ourselves when we're not letting spirit take flight. So in this part of her article, she's talking about recognizing the gifts, and she wrote rather this about Ernest Holmes. Quote, one of Ernest Holmes' favorite scholars, the English jurist of the 19th century, Thomas Troward, gives a thoughtful, pragmatic look at how to recognize and use the gifts of the Spirit. Troward lists some of them as identifiable characters that we will find familiar: life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, and joy. No surprises. As spiritual seekers, we often gravitate to terms that point to certain qualities we would like more of. In fact, Troward suggests that we have access to them by what he calls the divine principle of humanity, and that is our, quote, normal standard. And from there we continue to evolve. Ever hopeful, right? Troward gives us clues as to how to access our normal standard. He says we can simply contemplate our sense of spirit. We have the capacity for self-contemplation. We are all centered in spirit. And when we think about our sense of spirit, our personalities become anchored in it, which is part of being in Troward's normal. What is even more wonderful, Reverend Margaret points out, is Troward's naming of a divine ideal, God's desire to enjoy itself through the expression of forms, some of which are us. Could our invitation to live fully get any better than this? The author points out that as joy is one of Troward's normals and is part of our spiritual DNA, we don't have to scurry around to get it. We have to, though, stay open to it, possibly through contemplation. That technology is often intrusive of joy. I believe that joy needs its way. It needs the uncluttered mind and heart through which to impress us with its presence. The ever-presence of technology tends to keep us walled off from our own humanity in our use of it. Teal says gadgets are a symptom of our separation from reality. Who needs more of an estrangement from life? I think there we can agree maybe cell phones do that, but for today, I am so grateful for Zoom because that's connecting us. So 2015, maybe Zoom wasn't the thing. Today we have a different kind of gratitude for technology that maybe wasn't apparent at that time. The next little section, she just has a brief quote from Holmes, and this was from his last address at a Silmar, so this would have been in the 50s. And he said, "Everything that lives proclaims the glory of God." And Reverend Margaret points out how astonishing at the time he said that this really was, because Western belief systems proclaimed there was a separation between God and us. But Holmes went on to say that, quote, "We are a part of the unfoldment of the divine intelligence in human affairs, a clear identification of how spiritual gifts are always expanding. If we think of ourselves as conduits of joy," this is Margaret, "we should certainly have fun doing so, for what is fun and pleasure, if not some of the ways and means we experience joy?" She concludes this last little bit calling this section Swimming in Joy. Margaret writes, "Some of nature's denizens have always known this." And she titled it that because she goes on with a very long story about her family koi pond and how the fish seem to effortlessly be in joy. They just go for it. And not that she gives them our consciousness, but you can see joy. You can see that they are joyful. And I was really captivated by that, as I feel the same way when I look at my own fish tank. So she says, quote, "I so enjoy the spiritual metaphors that we can take from nature and its creatures, birds, fish, animals, for this crowd, dogs. They know what they need and they recognize their provisions when they see them. Their movements are beautiful and filled with natural joy. Who does not enjoy watching a soaring bird or a fish that leaps out of the water in sheer enthusiasm for where it finds itself? Or a whale." Oh, okay. Hello. And I just said, or for a fish that leaps out of the water in sheer enthusiasm. And I wanted to add that if you've ever seen a whale breach, which I have, it is incredible. So to wrap it up, I want to say that the title of her article, Swimming in Joy, lets me bring my own quote to this, which flashed through my head. 3 Dog Night, and you may remember it. "Joy to the world, all the boys and girls, now joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, and joy to you and me." And so it is.
It is. Thank you so much. Yes. Joy to you and me. That's what it's all about, isn't it, though? And we have a beautiful song that we're going to listen to, and it's actually Denise Rosier, and I absolutely love it. It's called "You Are the Light."
You change dust into gardens, pieces into peace, tears into fountains, chains into release. You are doubt into action, vision renewed, perfect creation, unfolding in view. You hold all of heaven inside you, no matter what you go through. heaven inside you. No matter what you go through, and if your dreams burn down to ashes, rise again. You are the light of God, the power of prayer lifted up. Every breath testifies you are the light. You are the light. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You are the light of God, the power of prayer lifted up. Every breath testifies you are the light. You are the light. You are the light. You are the light. Dust into gardens, pieces into peace.
You are the light. Yes. We are living in everyday wonder. And it is today we are finding the joy in the journey. And what does that mean? For those of you that do know me, know that that's one of my favorite sayings. Actually, it's my Thursday show. And I couldn't help myself but to add that in. I wanted it to be fun and be about fun. And it's so important that we play in life. And right now, it doesn't feel like playtime in the world. Okay, our Declaration of Principles by Ernest Holmes says, we believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe in the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from all discord of any nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. So we have the opportunity of freedom at any given moment. You are the light the world needs. You know, let peace begin with me is what Maria said in our invocation. And that's where it begins. We are all of that, wrapped up in skin. We are divine. And we turn on the news and we see. So how do I just talk about play? And that was my dilemma this week. Because my heart is with Ukraine. And I have a prayer. I was blessed to participate with 9 practitioners and ministers on this past Monday night on my Peace Circle. And if you get a chance, go back and watch it. They were beautiful. There was so much love. And I need to be a light. I need to be of peace, or I have nothing to offer. If I'm at the level of the problem, I'm being part of the problem and not the solution. So how do I get there? The whole point of the Peace Circle is not just to talk about peace. It's to bring myself to that place of knowing who and whose I am that I am that peace. I am that which I wish to see in the world. The same thing with the Finding the Joy in the Journey show. It's how do I get there? If I'm not feeling joy, how do I get there? And that's what teachings are all about. They're roadmaps to get there. It's not just saying, well, be happy. That's spiritual bypass. There's a lot going on. Denying is not the answer. Reverend Ian taught me that. He ruined everything on me. I'd never watched the news. And he said, then you are not a practitioner. This was my first week in foundations. It was already dilemma. I was like grounded. He said, that is not the answer. You are not helping. It's not about denying it or ignoring it. It's about changing it. And we each have that opportunity. So today I want to start by talking about how do I do that? How do I become that change? And actually what I'm going to go through is something that I think is beautiful. It's 5 Tips for Intense Times by Lisa Medley, who actually is amazing. She's from Concordia CSL, and her holisticarts.com is actually her, where you can find her. But her first thing is to cut yourself some slack. You can approach yourself with a little more kindness. And it's being in that place of understanding that you're going through a lot right now. I don't know about you, but my emotions are up. And I was so excited after your reading. And I played the song, and not that I don't want to, but I needed to feel the light. It's important to remind ourselves that, yes, be happy. And I am back and forth with every emotion these days, as many of us are. Because, we had 2 years of a pandemic that already gave us everything we thought we could handle, and now there's war. So we're in shock zone. Be kind to yourself. Just be kind to yourself. Understand that you get the opportunity to choose something different and be in that place of kindness. The second one is connect with nature. There's no better way to ground yourself. There's no better way to ground yourself from the stuff out there than to be right here and being in that place. Allow yourself to let any negative energy go right through you, because we know it's all energy. Ground yourself into right here, right now. The ocean, the sky, our animals, our pets, God bless them, they're wonderful. The natural world grounds us into truth in a different way. There's a vibration, there's an energy that renews. Put yourself in that place and allow yourself to do it. Number 3 is stop or minimize the mainstream media. MSM, I like that. Now, what does that mean? I don't think stop. I mean, if you get yourself there are times, and I'm not going to lie, there's times that I can't turn it off. I'm just so, and the truth is that I keep waiting for it to change. That's the thing. I don't know why I think the next hour of coverage, some good news is going to come. But the truth is that they're there to show you enough to keep you hooked. They only show you their story. They only show you what they want to know. And it's not good for me. So whatever you have to do, it's important to know what's going on in the world, and it's important to participate in that healing process. And don't get wrapped up in it, but not of it. But be mindful of how much exposure you're getting. Number 4 is feel. Honor your emotions. Feel. So what does that mean? How do I feel? Just like I'm doing. Be vulnerable. Cry when you need to. Yell, scream if that's what you need to do. Be where you are on any given moment and allow that to flow through you so that it doesn't get stuck. Don't deny it. Don't think I'm not supposed to feel this way. Yes, these are our brothers and sisters that were watching atrocities. I am watching, people leave their loved ones behind. A woman with a small child say, but I miss my husband. And I started bawling. I don't know. It doesn't matter that I don't know this woman. She's my sister. I am one with this. Where there is pain anywhere, it is in me. So I need to acknowledge that, not deny it. My heart is big enough to love her too, and to love her husband, and to know that divine is within them as it is in with me. And I can get that opportunity to know that for her and of her and of each one. And I can raise the vibration. But if I deny it, if I don't look at it, I'm not serving anyone. And the last one is to nurture yourself. One thing that I have learned is that you cannot be sad enough to make someone happy. You can't be, you can't get to the point of being poor enough to make someone rich. So it's not depleting yourself that's going to help anything. Nurturing yourself is giving yourself to be permission to be kind to yourself. Whatever that looks like. A good night's sleep. It could look like it could be a massage. It could be going to get your nails done. It could be all kinds of things. Reading a good book. And above all, it's feeling good. That's what it is. It's feeling good. So we need to play. We need to get out of the old routines and into the new. They've changed the mask mandates, and we're now available to be out in the world. And knowing that we are freedom. That is who and what we are. We are joy. We are these divine qualities. Well, how are we making use of them? What am I doing with it? Ernest Holmes said, there is no place where we begin and God leaves off. We can find God only within ourselves. So what does that mean? How do I do that? What does it look like? It's playing, and playing can be anything and everything. It's listening to fun music. It's watching a comedy. It's doing whatever we need to, being around people that are positive. If there are people that that if I call them, they're going to just put me right back where, and did you see? And don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean we don't love these people. But when you're in a vulnerable place, it's not putting yourself back into that. You have to know that you're in the right space to be in that. And there's a time for everything. Unfortunately, we think that, coming together with divine and really being in that, communing is serious stuff. Play. That you talking about that koi pond is divine. That is divine to me. That fun, that lightness, playing with your dog is, it's that joy, that spirit. I don't know about you, but anytime I see a child play, it absolutely is, I see God right there. I see the light in their eyes. You are the light. So when you're being the light, you are exemplifying divine. We hear the word play, and sometimes we get whatever picture we get on it. But the truth is, life is meant to be our playground. The universe is here for us. Spirit gave us that. We don't just get this much. There's not a cup of an ocean. You look out, it's as vast as it can be. There's not a few stars. Well, unless you're in the city, then there might only be you. You may only see them because it's your vantage point. How many of us are in that limited vantage point? We haven't even thought to look lately. Caught up in the cycle of what makes your heart sing? Do more of it. How simple does that sound? What makes your heart sing? Do more of that. Why do we complicate things? Kids know. They know what they like to play, and they play. And it's so important that we remember who and whose we are. And we play, because that is needed in this world today. It doesn't take away from what's going on. It doesn't mean it's not serious. But the truth is, we get options in life. And part of that is remembering why we play. Okay? It's not just play. Play is an essential part of early learning. It is the lifeblood of the learning process. As children play, they're developing the cognitive, socio-emotional, and physical skills they will need to take them into successful adulthood. They're developing their curiosity, problem solving, intentionality, flexibility, and verbal and nonverbal skills. Why? You don't know anyone as an adult that could use some of those? Okay, I know I certainly do. How about socioeconomically? They are developing their emotional intelligence, learning confidence, cooperation, negotiation, sharing empathy, and how to communicate appropriately. Again, I reiterate, do we not know some adults that could use some of that? Myself included at times. It's not about blaming, but we still need all of these things that we exercise through play. Physically, their fine motor and gross motor skills are being practiced and developed. It's not just play, they're skills for life. So stay living, stay vital, and keep playing. We get these choices, and it's about having that balance, that freedom, that joy. We don't have to make it heavy. It can be simple, it can be easy. God sings all the songs, dances all the dances, paints all the pictures, creates all art, writes every book, plays every game. So our divine within us does this. Spirit is at play with you. Think about that. As you, Spirit walks through life. Are you showing Spirit a good time or not? How are you living? I know for me, I was raised with Spirit being that on the high, living on that, that's somewhere else and watching over you. And when you think, I now completely believe, God in me, as me, is me. That's something that I say many times a day. And it really resonates and reminds me who and whose I am again and again and again. So why would you, if you went on a vacation and someone was showing you around, would you want to play or would you want heavy dozen? Be joyful, be in this place and allow Spirit as you to walk lightly through this thing called life. Victor Shamas said, play is a sacred act. When we're playing, the essence of all creation flows freely through us. We are expressing our true nature and connecting with the very core of our existence. Nothing is more spiritual than play. So it is so important to get away from what we get caught up in and to get back into life. That's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be exciting. And if it's not, we're doing it wrong. So the answer isn't doing more of the same. It's trying something different, however you need to. Whether it's going to a practitioner and saying, okay, clear away the false beliefs that have kept me in this place, or it's being that practitioner and being in treatment and just simply claiming the attribute of joy. Spirit is that allness and living and breathing as you. It's great for your health. When you're playing and feeling good, it keeps you young. Be in that place. Connect with that wonder and creativity and enjoy every moment of it. Remember that you get to do this. You get to be here. And the trick to letting God be God in our lives is to allow the divine to be perfectly itself and not try to twist it to fit our image of what we think it should be. So I certainly don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know why things look like it does. But I don't have to draw conclusions about things that are above my pay grade. I need to let God be God. And when I work on my mindset and I am focused on the truth, then I am the light. There is a clear vessel like a faucet. It can't, if it's blocked, nothing comes through. But when I am open, when I am grounded, when I am living in that truth, joy flows. That's when we're part of the solution. That's when we're living as that light. Joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. And Teilhard de Chardin, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. It's all over. It's everywhere. Find it, witness it, live in that place. Inspires you to be and do and live in an expanded universe where there are answers to any seeming question. There is no limit. There is no limit. I need not figure it out. I know that I don't like what I see on the news. I know that when I think about it, I can be on the verge of tears in seconds. So I go there. I allow it. I let them out, and then I play. The last quote that I have for you today is by Ernest Holmes. There's a power far greater than we are. There's a love that casts out fear, and a faith that overcomes all obstructions. Through affirmative thinking, we enter into this power and this love with complete confidence. If we can believe that the Spirit within us, God, makes perfect and happy the way before us, we then enter into conscious union with everything that lives and commune with the Spirit in all people and all things. So if we know and we believe that, we need to remind ourselves of it. Spiritual practices are there for a reason. Spiritual community is here for a reason. We are here to be that reminder to each other. When you shine your light, it reminds me to shine mine. That's what it's all about. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity to talk about play, to remind myself, for me to be the change I wish to see in the world, I need to make it a priority. It's not heavy, does it, in life? There are things I don't like, but there are so many things I do. I get a choice of what I look at and how I live. And in each and every moment, we each do. So put quotes all over the place this week. I often write reminders on my hand, whatever I have to do to keep myself where I choose to be. You know, you ever drive in a windstorm and the car wants to veer off the road? And what do? You hold on tighter and you just keep holding on tight. These are those times that we go through life, grasping onto those answers, grasping onto spirit, grasping to truth, and living as the light. So thank you for being here for this message today, and I'm so grateful for it. It gave me the opportunity to really look at play again. And our next thing up, we have our beautiful Barbara Epstein, who is going to come up and talk about our sacred giving. And know that we are here because of you. The law of circulation, giving activates receiving. And our lovely Barbara Epstein.
Good morning. Such great messages today, beginning with Maria when she said, peace begins within ourselves, that song, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with us. Every time we stay in that place of centeredness, we are so much more for life in general. We roll out, we flow out to the energy of the universe, and we create the more and the more for ourselves. And it really occurred to me, with this particular message, the joy is in the journey, I realized that my growth in my tithing practice really became from that very, very message, although I didn't realize it until today when you were giving this message. When I first got involved in Science of Mind, or Centers for Spiritual Living, which was in the 80s, there was another center in Boston. And I began to go. And when I went, when the basket came around, I put in $10. And, I thought I was being a sport. And until I took some classes, I still thought, and that went on for quite a while, and I hadn't taken classes really at first, that I was doing a good job. But then I realized that it was important to share more and to give more so that you could receive more. And I began to add more. And little by little, I finally began to do a donation, which I thought was a big deal for me because I wasn't making that much money at the time. It was $25 a week. And I made that a commitment to do a donation. And that meant that if I didn't go 1 week, I would give $50 the next week, so that I was always giving my $25 a week. And then I began to realize that my amount of money that I had in my checkbook was increasing. I was getting more students. I was getting more jobs. More of everything was beginning to happen. And little by little through that process, I began to realize that tithing was something very important to feeding the spiritual center with which in you live. And then the other part of what helped me understand the tithing was being grateful. I started doing a practice of gratitude. I began with, in not such a good place in my life, I began saying things like, I'm grateful that I woke up today. And I'm grateful that I brushed my teeth, and I'm grateful that I took my shower. Little things, because I couldn't think of big things that I felt grateful for. But as I began to say things that I was more grateful for, my joy in life began to increase, and I began to feel richer and fuller and more joyful around everything that happened in my life. And in that became my real tithing practice. And that is where I feel I am today. My desire to give always returns to me. There's something that always comes back. Last night, Friday night, I had the opportunity to go with one of my former students, and her daughter was a former student, to see Frankie Valli, because her daughter gave her tickets to see Frankie Valli, and her daughter said to her, why don't you take Barbara? Because we both really enjoyed it, and I think she'd enjoy Frankie Valli. He's the right age. He's 87, was on that stage, and it was great. And that's it. All I can say is giving makes you feel great, and it comes back to you.
And our sacred affirmation, thank you, Barbara. Our sacred affirmation today is divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I serve. Thank you. And we're passing our butterfly. So thank you for being here. We have a couple of announcements, but I just want to make sure we have, if you've been spiritually fed, remember we have PayPal that you can reach out to and you can use. It's on our website as well. And don't forget, you can text to give. Once you've done it once and set it up, it is the easiest thing. You literally just click on the number, you put the amount, and you hit text. It's the easiest way. If there's any questions, you can always ask. Remember, we are on New Thought Media Network at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And I also want to mention that there's a class coming up by Reverend Allen that's going to be also available virtual. So if you are interested, Spiritual Economics, which is amazing, by Eric Butterworth, it's going to be on Wednesdays, 6 to 8:15 p.m. And it is going to begin on March 23rd. So it's going to be both in person and via Zoom. So if that's something you're interested in, give me an email or a call, and you can by all means know that I will get you whatever information you need for that. It is a beautiful thing that we are getting together with the other centers in our area for different things. And isn't it wonderful to work for spreading what it is we do? We are the light. We get to shine. And the more we shine together, the brighter and brighter we get. So this week, I'm asking you to go play. You know, we are here for some fellowship. You can join us via Zoom right after the service. It is also on our website and our weekly newsletter. CSLBoston.org is our website. You can sign up for it there. Again, it's CSLBoston.org. And it always has the link to last week's service. Reverend Dr. Barry was amazing, and we have some guest speakers coming up that is going to be wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for being part of our community, virtually as well as in person. And I wish you a very, very blessed day. We are that light. We are living and finding that joy in every step of the journey, and I am grateful for it. And our final song is I Am the Place Where God Shows Up. So Eddie Watkins Jr., we are that place right here, right now. Blessings and love. I love you. Spirit as you loves you. And I'm so grateful. Namaste.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God lives. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has its being. We are the place where God shows up.